So, we're here with Zach. What's up with ROQ? What's going on at the show?
What's up, guys? The show's going amazing right now. We're having a lot of fun. I'm super excited for tonight. Rock Fest, you know, everybody wants to party with the rock stars, so we're about to get lit tonight. We got E6 playing, but it's been a beautiful event, you know. It's so cool, even with the crappy weather today, you know, it really isn't stopping people from getting out here and, like, enjoying the event and coming to see what we got. And we're obviously having a party over here all day long, so it's a blast. Can't wait to, you know, keep getting through the next steps with this girl, too, right here. I see her.
Let's go. Hey, Rock. Hey, Zach, man, you bring a crazy energy to this industry, I would say, since I've gotten to know you a little bit. Like, you got this whole vibe about you, combining this street lifestyle, basketball, now this screen printing thing.
Oh, yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. What's that all about? What's can of corn? What's that?
Oh, well, first off, I just want to say thank you. That means a lot to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
But, yeah, so, I mean, it's funny because, so the can of corn, my last name, Acorn. So corn was always the nickname growing up, short, stuff like that. So when I got into, like, graffiti and street art, I obviously wrote corn. But, you know, I always had, like, a business mindset. So I always considered myself, like, a hybrid, similar to, you know, the logo itself, you know. And but with that, I started to learn real quick. As my business developed, it was like, all right, you know, I have a lot more to risk, you know. I can't be in the streets writing my name everywhere and trying to get up all the time because now it's starting to get branded. It's just they're going to know where to find me. You know?
Right.
So it was like, all right, let's be smarter about this. So I had to start transitioning more into, you know, let's do the full-on branding and stuff like that. But the big thing for me was, and, you know, I was able to learn it even with the street art and the spray painting and stuff, is as long as I'm creating and doing art, I'm happy, man. I'm me. So it's really cool, like, to be able to just do your thing and, you know, be who you are, and that's where the energy comes from, man. You know,
So how are you taking that kind of energy and applying it with, like, your role at ROQ? Like, what are you focusing on within that company right now?
So with ROQ, like, it's such a blessing, you know. Like I was honored when they first reached out, and like to be able to work with them and stuff like that. They were already an amazing team and an amazing company. So to be able to come on there and like for me, I just look at it as like I just want them and the rest of the team to like feed off of it, you know, and understand that like, you know, we're such a amazing team in this, you know, community because what we're really trying to do is really partner with people, make their prints better, and help them grow, you know. And so to be able to just come and bring that positive energy to not only for our partners, but like for the team is huge. And like, especially when I'm going into the trainings and the installs, it's super exciting because it's one of those things where, you know, I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like I know what it's like to get that equipment. I know what it's like to be in that situation of trying to learn. So, you know, bringing that positivity is huge because the last thing you want to do is get in your head and get down on yourself. You know, like when you're messing up, you're learning, and like that's what you want to be doing. So if you can be positive about it and let people know it's all good, I mess up every day. You know, so it's big.
I'm always amazed by the installs because it seems like there's no install that's alike. There's always like a new surprise. There's always some weird problem. Like with my shop, we were trying to go through a normal retail door. Watching them try to put like a ROQ dryer and a ROQ auto through like just a door. It's just hilarious, like seeing some of those situations that people put in it. I've heard that you guys have like used cranes because you have to go to the second floor.
Oh yeah. I recently just did one out in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And it was wild because it was a fit press, right? So, you know, the whole thing with the fit presses is to like showcase how it can fit anywhere, right? And oh my goodness. So I show up and he walks me down into the basement and I'm just like, how did you get it down this staircase? Wow. And then, oh my gosh, I see you. Speaking of an install, this was one of my favorite installs. But anyway, so we were trying to get, like, I come in and I'm just looking at it and the room is packed with parts, the thing. And then he pulls up his phone and these riggers had this thing sideways with like straps, like dropping it down the staircase, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what the heck. But similar to like yours, I remember one of my first moves I ever did was in a retail shop in New York City, and it was crazy because like all they have is like the crates and stuff like that. So they're breaking glass, they're literally putting the press like upside down to try to squeeze it through things and stuff. It was wild.
So what are you liking as like the newest press tech coming out now from ROQ? Like, I know the Impress has made kind of a big splash because people know how they could use it with DTF.
Yep.
But what's going on with all the inline DTG stuff? Because these machines look insane.
Yeah, it's really cool. You know, that's the one thing I love about ROQ is like they don't want to stop. You know, they want to continue to help the partner and continue to get better. You know, like this year alone, we've dropped, like you said, so many amazing pieces of equipment. You know, whether it's the DTGs aspect, it's the transfer aspect. You know, our folders are getting better. You know, we dropped our individual folder, which is amazing because not only is it great as a more compact, but like if you already are somebody that's doing a lot of folding and stuff, it complements everything else so well, so that production can keep getting better. You know, the cool thing is like the way we look at it is we really want to get the automation to like all the way to the end zone. You know, how can we make it so that like these shops don't need to necessarily have to worry of, all right, are my people going to show up today in order for my business to survive? It's a matter of all I have to do is dial in my processes and make sure that I'm consistent with everything and upkeep my maintenance. It will be good to go.
Are you guys? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So I want to touch on a couple of things. I know you're heavy into basketball.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So we're going to talk, and supposedly we're going to try to get a basketball game, right?
I would love to, man.
So
I would love to.
How good is your game? So I'm 40.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think you should take it easy on me.
I'm not going to take it easy on you. So funny thing is, first time Ryan and I played, we were talking trash, and I said, hey, just so you know, bro, all right, the only time I'll ever let you beat me is in front of your kids, so you still look like Superman, but I'm going to score 10 straight points first and then let you score the rest. But, nah, man, it was just one of those things. I love basketball. It taught me so much, and, like, I'm a big believer in that, like, you have to go through these, like, chases. You have to chase certain dreams. Yeah. And even if you don't make it, you know, as long as you're learning and, like, you fell in love with certain things, that's the beauty of it. Like, for me, I grew up and I was like, oh, I'm going to make it to the league, all this stuff, not realizing it's like, I wasn't really doing the stuff I really needed to do. I wasn't making the connections I needed to do. And at the end of the day, I didn't really want it like some of these dudes want it, you know? But it's beautiful because, you know, I learned confidence, I learned swagger, like I learned how to like talk and back it up, you know, and just how to like work out and be on that mindset. So I have a book I'm working on that I'm super excited to drop in the next few years that is called Create Like an Athlete. And like that was a lot of the stuff that inspired me. You know, it was like one of those things where it's like, all right, I learned so much from, you know, the failures or not getting to where I wanted to with sports, but I learned so much. Like I got to work with a team. I got to be a team captain. I knew how to get like like getting cut from my freshman basketball team and then coming back and being the dude. You know, it's like all those little things are helping, but they're stepping stones for like this life too. You know, it's like, all right, well, now I'm here. And, like, if I can honestly say, all right, I didn't do the things that I should have done for basketball, am I going to let that same thing happen now with this career? You know, now being an artist and screen printing and all that stuff. And it's like, hell no, man. Like, I got to get after it. And that's the same thing I just want to spread and inspire other people to do, you know? It's funny because, like, people go be like, oh, self-made, like, all that. And it's like, self-made only represents the fact that, like, you decided what you wanted to be. Like, it's not saying that you did it all yourself or anything like that. It's just like, I figured out myself, who I am, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to become that person. So
that's awesome. Yeah. That kind of energy is like the way that people succeed. Yeah. It's like the constant grind and just the day-to-day and actually keeping yourself enthusiastic instead of just being like, well, I'm stuck in this hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because I tell people all the time, you've heard me say it in the talks, but success is boring when you really think about it.
Yeah.
You can think all the way down to the detail of a second of what you need to do in order to get to that level. The matter is like how dedicated and consistent are you going to be? You know, are you going to make those sacrifices? Are you going to stay motivated or determined? You know, and like the real thing is going back to the question or the thing that you guys were talking about earlier with the energy and the positivity. Like that's going to be always my constant motivation. You know, because like as long as I'm positive and I keep working off of that, and same thing with everybody else, like you'll keep growing. You know, and that's why I say a lot of the times like you got to trust the process.
Yeah. So. Just real quick, I know you have a presentation symposium that you're doing. You're a big speaker now.
I'm trying to be like you. I'm trying to like you, big man.
A big speaker now. Talk a little bit about that and how's it gonna happen? Where's it gonna happen?
So we're gonna be at the over in the symposium main entrance of the Impressions Expo. I'm super excited. You know, get to run it back with Stan and Mel, which is, you know, me being me, like the biggest thing for me is like I still feel like a kid every day, and that's where a lot of the excitement comes, is because like I've been watching y'all for so long, you know, so to be able to be with all my people that I've been watching and looking up to, it gets me super excited, and it's so you know, to be able to talk with Mel and Stan is like truly a blessing. I remember watching Stan's videos. I remember when Mel was doing All Made in the beginning, and it's like to be able to be up there and tell my story. It's like, it's crazy. It's like sometimes I gotta pinch myself, you know. So it's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a lesson. I'm gonna be talking about, you know, what I wish I knew then, what I know now. I wish I knew then, you know, which everybody wishes that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then basically just talking about the mistakes, but how I learned, what kept me going and stuff. And then obviously I've been trying to come up with this new wave of just making sure you get a limited edition can of corn print at every talk. So making it happen.
Perfect. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you guys. It means a lot to me.
It was good talking to you.
Pleasure.